I was asked by Vanpowers to really test out the durability of this bike. So I think to start out the review, I'll just go ahead and do this. The reason why they asked me to do that, not necessarily drop the bike, but test out the durability, is because they do an extensive job of testing all of their bikes. In fact, they have exceeded the ISO 4120 standard by 50%. And these guys offer up to a 6-year warranty on their bikes. 6 years, who does that? So it appears that the Vanpowers Grand Teton Ultra is a tough bike. Oh, whoa, ah. But it's so much more than just a tough bike. It's got a ton of high-end gear for only $2,700, which is what you'll want if you plan on taking this off-road. Here we go. Which is what this bike was born and designed to do. Oh, climb, baby, climb, yeah. Now, most fat bikes, I would tell you to stay off the off-road, or I would tell you to go very, very, very slow. I've been on too many trails like this, and I've had too many bad experiences with companies claiming that their fat tire bike can go off-road, and that simply was not the case. Well, it could go off-road, but you will not enjoy your time off-road. But things have changed with the Ultra. They've taken all the normal gear you find on mountain bikes, and they slapped it on this. The front fork on most fat bikes are either spring or hydraulic. With the Ultra, that is a nice cushy air suspension with 120 millimeters of travel. Look at that. You can also adjust it, hear that clicking, and then lock it out. If you want to hit some bike trails, go off-road, I would not get anything but air suspension in the front fork. I've ridden too many brands that have spring and hydraulic, and it is insufficient. We'll just say that. Now, you've also got some cushion, some suspension in the rear. Just looking at the bike, you can't tell that it has because this is a solid frame. But when you put a little pressure right here, yeah. That is an air suspension seat post with 150 millimeters of travel. If you guys don't have a trampoline and your kids want one, just tell them to come and do this, and that should satisfy that need. Now, the bonus with that seat post is it's actually a dropper post. If you push here, you can raise it up. There we go. That is a must-have for a mountain bike. The other must-have is a mid-drive motor. And you got that here. That's a 500 watt with a top speed of 20 miles per hour. It's one of the most reactive motors I've seen for a fat bike. As soon as I put pressure in the pedals, it goes. And if I increase my cadence, I can feel that power kick on, which means that this is a torque sensor bike. There's no throttle. If you want to go anywhere, you got to pedal. Now you got 3 modes. This is the control pad, eye in the middle to view different stats, headlight on the right, power on the left, plus and minus. So you have 3 modes, Eco, Sport, and Boost. Shush, I'm talking. This is actually a built-in computer, which is pretty cool, that I'll talk about later. Anyways, there's 3 modes. On this trail, Eco is sufficient. I put it on turbo when I first came out here, and I was slipping all over the place. I've got it on boost mode just for fun, and to show you how reactive this motor is, I'm in the 3rd gear, and let's see when the power hits. Here we go. There it goes. Woo-wee, giddy up, horsey. Okay, so this isn't just all woo-wee sunshine and rainbows. There are some standard parts. And the first are the 26 by 4 inch CST fat tires. Not a lot of tread going on there, which is less than ideal when I'm riding on trails that look like that. If you're looking for a winter bike, I would definitely get some beefier tread. It's also got a nice wide posture. That's a mountain bike style posture. A lot of fat bikes have that same spread, also have the same type of grip on it. And it's got a UL certified 48 volt, 14.7 amp hour battery that you can take out with 2 keys. And it takes about 3 hours to charge up through this pretty cool charge port. I like that. And look at the craziness of that port. And they say when that's fully charged, it can take you up to 65 miles. All that stuff is pretty standard. What's not standard is the option to add a second battery. And if you do that, that will extend the range up to 130 miles. I talked about the weight of the bike earlier, which is 70 pounds. And it's one of the lighter fat bikes. Your standard $1,500 fat bike is in the range from 75 to 80 pounds. And it should come to no surprise that the carrying capacity of this is 400 pounds. These guys really put a lot of energy and effort into making that frame just super, super strong. And I gotta show you something too. Look at this. Never seen a frame that has a paint job like that, which I think is just pretty dang cool. It's like some little kid just took a pen and scribbled all over it. It's different, it's unique, and I like it. The bike has a rider size of 5'4" up to 6'3", with the saddle all the way down. Ooh, I'm a 5'11" guy, pedal all the way down. Knee's not bending as much as I thought it was going to. Let's pop the saddle all the way up. Oh yeah, now I'm up there a ways now. Even at its highest spot, I can still reach the pedal, so I guess that makes me a 6'4" guy now, right? Is that how that works? That's pretty much all the standard features. Going to more high-end gear, you got Tektro mineral hydraulic brakes. Tektro is one of the higher-end hydraulic brakes out there, so I'm very happy to see that on this bike. And the right lever controls the rear brake, left side the front brake. You got motor cutoff. And on a trail like this, when it's all snowy and icy, with one hand, it stops pretty good. The last two components that are a little higher end is the shifter. You got a trigger style shifter under the grip, and it's 9 speeds, rapid fire, just lightning fast reaction. And then that pairs with the Q's derailleur. Well, this is my last stop because I got to talk about the tech, and that's where this piece comes into play. So this is a mini computer, and it has a built-in GPS. In the app, if you open it up, you can track your bike at all times. Also in the app, you can set a perimeter fence. So wherever you park this, if you just, in the app, you can set a distance, a circle around it, 5 feet, 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet. If the bike is taken out of that circle, a text will be sent to your phone. This also has a vibration alert, and you can set the level on how sensitive you want that to be. And so if somebody comes and moves it, it's gonna sense that movement and will send you a text. Now the best feature, which I've saved for last, is if you have a crash and the bike falls over, there's a sensor in there that detects the fall. It will then pop up an automatic screen asking if you want to call for help, and then you just hit that saying that you want help to come. This also has an auto headlight, or you could just turn on the headlights by just holding down that button. And then check out these futuristic tail lights built into the frame on each side, which I think look pretty dang cool. And now it's time to check my notes. Yes, 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 yes. Honestly, the only thing I haven't talked about is the Selle Royale saddle. And there it is. Anyways, that wraps up the review of the Vanpowers Grand Teton Ultra. If you guys are looking for a fat bike to hit the off-road, this is the one that I would get. If you want to check it out, I've got the link in the description. And that's pretty much it. So this is where I hop on the bike. Thank you guys for checking out my content, and tell you that I'll see you on the next one. Oh, here we go.